And welcome back to P. Taylor Park. Jackson, I think this is the complete opposite of everything that we've talked about for the past 4 months, where coming into the season, the whole question was, how in the world is this bullpen going to do? Like something like 14 freshmen who's never even thrown a pitch in the college game, one of them being tonight. And everybody thought vice versa, the hitting would take exceptional leaps from last season. Tonight, one hit through 7 innings for Southern Miss offense, and they held Liberty to 1 run, 6 hits, including a stellar performance from freshman Cross Sibley. Sorry, every time we get on these cameras, people just start forgetting people's names. But Southern Miss wins the series up until they took the lead. I did not think Southern Miss was going to win this game at all, just because of how stagnant the offense is. Just talk about the offense.
It's Groundhog Day again. This is exactly the opposite of what we all were thinking, right? We came into the season, a lot of question marks in the pitching and in the back end especially. And, with all the newcomers on, hitting, we thought the hitting would be the strong suit. But really, through 2 games, it looks just like last year, where the pitching's been stellar and the hitting just does just enough to kind of eke by a little bit. And that's exactly what happened here. They were held to 1 hit through into the 7th inning, and then obviously they were able to score a run there. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, Gabe Lacey gets the game-winning hit, giving them a 2-1 lead. But like you asked about pitching, Cross Sibley was unbelievable tonight. A redshirt freshman from Summerall. This was his collegiate debut, and what a debut it was. 4 innings. I believe it was it 8 strikeouts? Yeah, just unbelievable work by him. Yeah, definitely. That was more than Matthew Adams had. Adams had 7 strikeouts. He went 5 innings, which we were a little surprised. There was a mound visit in the 4th inning. And I talked to Scott Berry after the game. He said they weren't even close to pulling him. They sent him out for a 5th inning, and that was his best inning. I believe only had 9 pitches. So definitely a stellar game from the pitching department, and the offense was able to do just enough to secure the victory and the series win against Liberty.
Yeah, an opening weekend, there's normally like a pitch count. Tanner Hall had about 70 yesterday. I'm pretty sure they said his pitch count like 65, something like that. I would assume that Matthew Adams would be at the same, if not lower, than Tanner Hall's would be. But he runs out there for 86 pitches tonight, which to me is, they kind of stole that 5th inning, when he went back out there, because, like you said, it was really quick. And they went out there, he had about like 66 pitches or something like that in the 4th, and then they told him to go back out there. He got the double play, and then it was he came out in the 5th and got 3 quick outs, and I think that was big. And then obviously Sibley tonight, unbelievable. He actually is credited for the win. So his first collegiate game, he's credited for the win tonight. So just talking about this lineup though, last night 17 strikeouts across the board, but tonight it was cut in half with 9 strikeouts, and last night they had 12 runners left on base, I believe, and tonight it was only 3. But the thing was, they weren't getting on base. Like throughout the first 4 innings, I think they only had 1 hit, and that was a Danny Lynch single to right field. And then the next pitch, they sent Danny Lynch to steal second. I should have asked Coach about that decision. But Jackson, you'd think that was their only spurt of offense against this left-handed pitcher who I've always had a thing about. I don't think this lineup is necessarily the greatest against left-handed pitching, and even Gabe Lacey said that in the postgame. He said, yeah, I agree with that. We're trying to learn. Jackson, just your thoughts on maybe that, but specifically Danny Lynch stealing second to kind of take away any momentum.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a good decision at the time, and he actually almost got in there because the second baseman bobbled the ball. They went to replay, and it really wasn't even that close. Even if he didn't bobble it, he would have been out by 2 miles. Instead, he was only out by 1 mile. So that definitely killed momentum. Overall, they only had 3 hits and 2 walks. That's 5 base runners, and then Pato got hit, I believe, so make that 6. And most of those came in the 7th and 8th innings. You could look at it two ways to this coin, but on the one hand, they didn't do much really all game, but on the other, when it mattered most, they got the job done. So that's ultimately how you got to look at it. Yesterday, we kind of gave it to the cold weather, maybe why the bats weren't great. It's a little chilly tonight, but definitely doable. But yeah, definitely something to note. And like you said, they put in a right-hander, Liberty did, and Southern Miss found success.
Yeah, it's something to watch throughout the season. And one thing that's interesting is, like, Southern Miss doesn't have that many left-handers in their bullpen. They've thrown both of Tyler Martin and now Cross Sibley. I mean, they don't have that many, so it's not like that Southern Miss is getting that much practice in these inter squads. And that's something I've been talking about in our when we do all the preseason podcasts and stuff. I'd mentioned it, but I think we're really seeing it. And then I'm interested to see tomorrow as Liberty runs out a right-hander to start the game to see how Southern Miss fares against that. And obviously we're really looking forward to seeing Nico Mazza tomorrow. I think that's your guy for pitching, right, for Bus, and a few other guys on our podcast. But Southern Miss gets the victory. I think it's good for them, to be able to at least – not having a good offensive night for the past 2 nights at all, but still mustering these 2-1 victory, 3-0 victory. And it really is just a flip of what we saw this as. We didn't know what this bullpen was going to offer, and so far they've offered nothing but success. And so we'll see what it turns into. Southern Miss going for the sweep tomorrow, but getting an important opening weekend series win against Liberty. By the way, Liberty is a great team. Like, this isn't like they should be beating them. We're not saying they should beat them like 9-0. Yeah, exactly. So this is a great team. If Southern Miss could sweep this opening series, that would be pretty cool for them. So that's Jackson Howell. I'm Mixon. We'll be here tomorrow. We're here all weekend, man. And so check us out at the Student Prince. We're going to have his grades of the game coming out tonight, and then obviously the game recap. And then we'll be back tomorrow 11:30 a.m., so bright and early. I will be late to the game, but Jackson will be here. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Jackson Howell, Dima Mixon. Southern Miss 2-1 over Liberty, wins the series.